And that question, which every caregiver dreads being asked, does he recognize you?
I feel he does, right? Like I know he does. You know, when we are...
Back when action movies were the biggest thing, one star stood out: Bruce Willis. He wasn't the usual Hollywood hero, but he had toughness, style, and charm. He became the ultimate action star, the person who never lost. But in real life, Bruce faced battles that Hollywood's fame, power, and money could not protect him from. Battles that no hero could walk away from unchained. Bruce Willis wasn't born on a Hollywood soundstage. His rise to fame started on television, where his charm, wit, and natural humor made him impossible to ignore. In the 1980s, he landed the role of David Addison on Moonlighting, a romantic comedy drama series that became an instant hit. Willis stood out because he was funny in ways audiences hadn't seen before, always ready with a sharp joke, and had a charm that pulled people in right away. Fans loved how he joked around and brought a wild, free spirit that was different from the usual perfect TV heroes. Moonlighting wasn't just his big break, it showed off what made Bruce Willis special. Every line he delivered sparked energy, and every glance held a spark of mischief. The show didn't just give him fame, it revealed what made Bruce Willis special. But while Moonlighting made him a star on TV, no one could have guessed that his next role would launch him into movie legend. Television was only the beginning. The world didn't yet know the man who would redefine action movies. That moment arrived in 1988 when Bruce was cast as John McClane in Die Hard. McClane wasn't a flawless hero. He was an ordinary cop thrown into an extraordinary nightmare inside a towering office building. The movie exploded at the box office, grossing over $140 million worldwide and becoming the 10th biggest movie of the year. Critics loved how exciting it was and how funny the lines were. Die Hard didn't just make people cheer in theaters, it became a big moment in movie history, a cultural landmark, and a blueprint for action movies that followed. Bruce proved that a hero didn't need to be perfect, they could be ordinary people too. The movie got 4 Oscar nominations, including one for Best Editing and one for Best Visual Effects. As years went by, people started to see Die Hard as one of the best action movies ever, saying it brought a new life to the genre and set the style for action films that came after it. But the movie's legacy wasn't just about gunfights and explosions. Since the story takes place on Christmas Eve, fans still argue today about whether Die Hard counts as one of the greatest Christmas movies. No matter what side of the debate you're on, one thing was certain: Die Hard made Bruce Willis a worldwide action star. Willis had already proven he could lead a huge action movie, but now he was ready to show he could do more than fight bad guys and make jokes. He could surprise everyone. After conquering skyscrapers and terrorists, Willis's dominance didn't stop there. In 1994, he found an opportunity, but it came with risk. A risk that would prove just how versatile he could be as an actor. Quentin Tarantino had envisioned Matt Dillon as Butch, an aging boxer with a target on his back. And without Dillon, there was a real chance the film might never be made. When Dillon bowed out, Bruce stepped in, pitching himself for a role no one expected him to play. Tarantino later acknowledged that Willis's decision to accept the role paved the way for the movie's financing and, more significantly, made it impossible to envision Pulp Fiction without him. The gamble paid off spectacularly. Pulp Fiction won the top prize at the 1994 Cannes Film Festival, became a huge hit with both critics and audiences, and got 7 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. It even won the award for Best Original Screenplay. Years later, the Library of Congress chose Pulp Fiction to be saved in the National Film Registry, calling it important for culture, history, and art. And right in the middle of its amazing cast was Bruce Willis, showing that he could do more than action movies. He could give powerful, deep, and unforgettable performances. With audiences now seeing him as more than an action star, Willis was ready to take on roles that revealed his quieter, more emotional side. At the height of his fame, Bruce revealed a side of himself few had seen. In 1999, he had another big moment when he played Dr. Malcolm Crowe in The Sixth Sense, a quiet, patient, and deeply emotional role. There were no explosions, no jokes, no showing off. Just a man. Just a man confronting tragedy and fear. The movie was a massive success, nominated for 6 Academy Awards and winning big at the British Academy Film Awards and People's Choice Awards. Willis was also praised for his role. Years later, in 2013, the Writers Guild of America even listed its script as one of the best ever, ranking it number 50 out of 101. What made Willis's acting special here wasn't explosions or fights, but how much emotion he showed just by being calm, silent, and thoughtful. And if there were ever any doubts about his versatility, filmmaker Quentin Tarantino himself erased them. Tarantino called Bruce's 2009 performance in Unbreakable magnificent, a single word that perfectly captured what made him extraordinary. Funny, tough, vulnerable, unshakable. Bruce Willis could carry any story because he made it believable. For decades, Bruce Willis was known as the tough guy everyone watched on screen. He was the guy who could run across broken glass with no shoes, fight off terrorists, and still crack a joke at the right moment. On screen, nothing could stop him. He was Hollywood's unbreakable hero. But behind the fame and the movie scripts was a man with vulnerabilities no role could hide. No one thought that the hero who walked out of explosions on screen would one day face a battle he could never fight his way out of.
The man behind the action. Bruce Willis may have been Hollywood's unbreakable hero on screen, but off-screen, his greatest role was being a father. Away from the cameras, the premieres, and the endless spotlight, Bruce's heart has always belonged to his family. He is the proud father of 5 daughters, 3 from his marriage to Demi Moore, and 2 from his life with Emma Hemming. For Bruce, fatherhood wasn't a side note to his career. It was the center of his world, a role he embraced with pride, devotion, and love. His first marriage to Demi Moore was more than a Hollywood love story. It was a partnership that shaped his career and his life. Demi pushed Bruce to grow as an actor, to take risks, and to expand beyond the wisecracking action hero. Their marriage faced challenges due to the intense scrutiny of Hollywood fame, but despite ending, it remained strong. Even after the divorce, Bruce and Demi remained close, showing that respect and friendship could outlast even the most public of separations. Their bond created a rare example in Hollywood, ex-spouses who worked together to give their daughters a stable, supportive, and loving environment. Years later, Bruce found love again with model and actress Emma Hemming. If Demi had been his partner in the early storm of success, Emma became his anchor in later years. She brought balance, stability, and peace to a man who had spent decades in the chaos of global fame. With Emma, Bruce raised 2 more daughters, blending his family into a circle of love that he fiercely protected. Where the world saw a superstar, his children saw a father, playful, devoted, and always present. That same devotion wasn't new. It had been the constant thread running through every chapter of his life. Bruce once said, "Nothing matters more than family." And he lived by that. No matter how big the movie, no matter how loud the fame, his private life revolved around his children, his loved ones, and the close friends he considered family. Privacy wasn't a luxury for him. It was a shield. He fought to keep his family safe from the harsh glare of the spotlight, to give them the normal life his fame could never provide him. But behind the laughter, the love, and the family dinners, questions remained. Did the pressure of being Hollywood's tough guy, the hero who never broke, take a silent toll? Did decades in the spotlight, with all its demands and expectations, weigh more than even Bruce could bear? Even for Hollywood's unbreakable hero, real life presented challenges that no script could adequately prepare him for.
The alarming signs fans missed. For decades, Bruce Willis was the action hero who never broke. He ran barefoot over shattered glass, fought terrorists, and cracked jokes while staring danger in the eye. On screen, he was untouchable. But behind the cameras, small cracks began to appear, signs so subtle that fans barely noticed, yet troubling enough that those closest to him couldn't look away. At first, it was easy to dismiss these moments as exhaustion, the price of a relentless career. But soon, they pointed to something deeper. It began quietly. On movie sets, Willis sometimes seemed lost, even asking why he was there. The man who once commanded scenes with sharp wit and perfect timing was suddenly struggling to find his footing. What fans saw as just another tough performance was in truth something far more fragile. These subtle changes didn't stay hidden for long. Soon, they began to spill beyond film sets and onto the stage. His first Broadway performance in Misery, based on Stephen King's chilling story, should have been a chance to showcase his dramatic power. Instead, it made people start to wonder if something was wrong. Critics said his acting felt boring and didn't seem real. There were rumors that he had relied on an earpiece to feed him lines. Some chalked it up to laziness. Others believed that stage acting was simply outside his expertise. But looking back now, many believe Misery was one of the earliest public clues that something was seriously wrong. At the time, these doubts felt like isolated rumors, but soon, stories from movie sets began to paint a much clearer and much more troubling picture. The Los Angeles Times later revealed what Hollywood insiders had quietly known for years. Nearly 24 colleagues admitted they had seen Bruce struggle on set. Some moments were harmless, others alarming. During the filming of Hard Kill in Cincinnati, Willis misfired a gun loaded with blanks at the wrong time. No one was hurt, but the incident left the cast nervous. It became clear that what appeared seamless on screen was, behind the cameras, the result of constant guidance and support. Behind the scenes, Bruce was rarely left alone. His longtime assistant, Stephen J. Eads, reportedly earned up to $200,000 per film just to guide him through productions. On other sets, actors like Adam Ewell Potter were paid thousands each week to feed him lines through an earpiece. To fans, Bruce was still the indestructible star. People on set thought he was an actor who needed a lot of help. Every word, movement, and second of screen time was carefully planned out. And while this support system kept the illusion alive, it also highlighted a bigger truth. Bruce's career was moving in a very different direction. The difference in his career path was impossible to ignore. The man who once headlined billion-dollar franchises like Die Hard and The Sixth Sense was suddenly appearing in 22 low-budget films within 3 years. These low-budget films looked like Bruce Willis blockbusters on the surface, but he often appeared for less than 10 minutes in each one. Producer Randall Emmett, famous for saving money when making movies, created many of these projects by cutting corners to save money. They were less about story and more about marketing tricks to keep Bruce's name on posters. But behind the cool posters and exciting trailers, the truth was in the details of his contracts. Contracts revealed the truth. Bruce would only work for 2 days per film, never more than 8 hours per day, and often less than 4. Despite this, he could still earn up to $2 million for a project. Directors, however, began to notice what fans could not. The Bruce Willis they remembered was slipping away. On White Elephant,
Director Jesse V. Johnson, who had worked with Bruce in better days, said he barely recognized the man in front of him. He was cheerful but distant, puppeted through scenes by those around him. Johnson was offered more films with Willis, but turned them down, saying the arrangement felt wrong and deeply sad. Other directors shared the same kind of experiences. Mike Burns, who worked with Willis on Out of Death, cut 5 pages from the actor's role and trimmed his dialogue, explaining that there could be no long speeches, only short lines. The decline, he admitted, was impossible to ignore. Still, outside the sets, most people didn't see what was really happening. Fans didn't pay much attention at first. They thought it was just age, fatigue, or maybe a lack of interest in the smaller projects. But the truth was darker, heavier, and more tragic than anyone wanted to believe. Willis had built his career as the unbreakable man. But now, for the first time, cracks were showing, not on the screen, but in the man himself. And the hero everyone admired was quietly struggling in ways no one could ignore.
The diagnosis that shocked Hollywood. In March 2022, the world received news it never expected. Bruce Willis, the wisecracking cop from Die Hard, the soulful doctor from The Sixth Sense, the unshakable hero who had carried Hollywood blockbusters for decades, was diagnosed with aphasia. For millions of fans, it was unthinkable. Aphasia robs a person of their ability to speak, write, or even understand words. For Willis, it meant losing the very skills that made him such a great actor, his quick jokes, famous lines, and natural charm. For someone who built his whole career on speaking to people, it was like a singer suddenly losing their voice. Bruce's entire identity as a performer was tied to his sharp dialogue, quick wit, and the way he could connect with audiences through language. The man who once made the world laugh, cry, and cheer with a single line was now facing a condition that threatened the very foundation of his gift. But the story didn't stop there. In 2023, his family shared another heartbreaking update. Bruce had been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, or FTD, a rare progressive brain disease. Unlike Alzheimer's, which mainly affects memory, FTD strikes at communication and behavior. For Bruce, it meant talking would get harder and harder, and the sickness would slowly take away the bright, lively personality everyone loved, because, sadly, there's no cure. The announcement marked more than just the end of a career. It was the closing of a chapter that had defined an era in Hollywood. Bruce Willis wasn't just another actor. He was a cultural icon who redefined what it meant to be a hero. He won a Golden Globe, 2 Emmys, and the love of millions around the world. His characters were fearless, but his greatest strength was always his humanity. And that's what made the diagnosis so devastating. To see Bruce, a man who embodied resilience on screen, silenced by illness off-screen, was more than just sad. It was a reminder of how fragile even our strongest heroes can be. Effects on the family. Holding on to moments. In early 2023, the truth the Willis family had long feared became public. Bruce was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, or FTD. The family statement was honest and heartbreaking. Challenges with communication are just one symptom of the disease Bruce faces. But even in the face of devastating news, they shared Bruce's reminder to live it up, a motto they promised to hold on to together. For fans around the world, the diagnosis was shocking. For his family, this moment was the result of quiet signs they had been noticing for years. Emma Hemming Willis, Bruce's wife, said she first noticed small changes in how he talked. At the time, she thought it was just Bruce being himself and didn't worry about it. She later admitted, "I say that FTD whispers, it doesn't shout."
At first, no one imagined dementia, especially not at his age. But in February 2023, the quiet signs turned to clear answers. Doctors gave the family a name for what was happening: FTD. From that moment on, every day became about facing the illness together. Bruce's children also stepped into the light with courage. In May 2023, his daughter Tallulah wrote in Vogue, "Day by Day." Those 3 words captured the new rhythm of life with FTD. Speaking with Today in September 2024, she admitted that there are painful days, but there's so much love. The family's strength has come from unity. Demi Moore, Bruce's ex-wife and mother of his 3 oldest daughters, never walked away. She has remained close, describing his condition on CNN in December 2024 as stable and urging others caring for loved ones with dementia to meet them where they're at. As time went on, the responsibility of sharing Bruce's journey often shifted between family members, each offering their own perspective on what life with FTD looked like. A tender update came in August 2025. Sitting with Diane Sawyer, Emma spoke softly about her husband. "Bruce is still very mobile. Bruce is in really great health overall. It's just his brain that is failing him." Yet amid the heartbreak, she talked about the special moments that help her stay strong. His big laugh, his playful smile, and the sparkle in his eyes. She confessed, "I just get transported. As quickly as those moments appear, they go. It's hard, but I'm grateful that my husband is still very much here." For the Willis family, the journey is not about mourning what has been lost, but cherishing what remains. In every fleeting laugh, every sparkle in his eye, and every moment of quiet togetherness, they find strength. Love, after all, is not measured in words remembered, but in presence, devotion, and the courage to keep living fully, even as time quietly takes pieces away.
Questions, lawsuits, and tributes. Some close to Bruce Willis have long wondered if the seeds of his illness were planted decades ago. Friends and family believe that a head injury he suffered on the set of the 2002 action film Tears of the Sun may have played a role in the brain disease that ended his career. During production, a squib, a small explosive used to mimic gunfire, went off with more force than expected. The impact was strong enough for Willis to later file a lawsuit in 2004 against the movie's Revolution studio and special effects professional, Joe Pancake, claiming substantial mental and physical injuries. Not everyone agrees with that version of events. Joe Pancake himself dismissed the claims, calling Willis's injuries bull in an interview years later. Whether the incident is connected to his current condition remains unclear, but the memory lingers for those who worked with him. And while the debates over what caused Bruce's decline may never have a clear answer, what became undeniable was the outpouring of love once the truth about his illness came to light. Yet when the world learned of Bruce's illness and retirement, the focus shifted from questions to tributes. Hollywood responded not with scandal, but with love. John Travolta, who shared the screen with Bruce in Pulp Fiction and Look Who's Talking, poured his heart into a message that revealed the man behind the roles. Bruce and I became good friends when we shared 2 of our biggest hits together. Years later, he said to me, "John, I just want you to know that when something good happens to you, I feel like it's happening to me." That's how generous a soul he is. I love you, Bruce. Haley Joel Osment, the young boy who once whispered, "I see people," across from Bruce in The Sixth Sense, reflected on what the actor meant to him both on and off set. He said, quote, "It's been difficult to find the right words for someone I've always looked up to, first on the big screen, and then, by some wild stroke of luck, in person. He's a true legend who has enriched all of our lives with a singular career that spans nearly half a century. I am so grateful for what I got to witness firsthand and for the enormous body of work he built for us to enjoy for years and years to come." Even as Bruce stepped away from the spotlight, his presence remained impossible to erase. His characters live on. His story is not only about movie stardom or lawsuits filed in the past, but also about the way he carried himself, with loyalty, humor, and generosity. The tributes remind us that while dementia may quiet his voice, it can never silence his legacy. Bruce Willis's life today. In the years since his diagnosis, Bruce Willis's life has changed in ways no Hollywood script could ever imagine. The man once known as the unbreakable hero now lives quietly in a one-story home separate from his family with round-the-clock care. The decision, revealed by his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, in a special with ABC, was one of the most painful she has ever had to make. It was about safety, peace, and simplicity, Emma explained. I knew, first and foremost, Bruce would want that for our daughters. He would want them to be in a home that was more tailored to their needs, not his needs. Inside the family home, life had already transformed. The noise of sleepovers, the energy of play dates, and even the small chaos of children's laughter became risks, triggers that could spark confusion or agitation. To protect their daughters, now 11 and 13, Emma created a space where Bruce could live surrounded by calm. It was not separation out of distance, but an act of love, building stability for everyone while preserving Bruce's dignity. Even as words slip away, the family has found new ways to hold on to connection. The language is going, and we've learned to adapt. We have a way of communicating with him, which is just a different way. When we are with him, he lights up. He is holding our hands, we're kissing him, we're hugging him, and he is reciprocating. That's all I need. Still, the truth is difficult to face. Reports in The Express said that Bruce can hardly talk now and has trouble moving around. Some outlets claimed he could no longer speak or walk, though the family has chosen not to confirm those details. In April 2025, his family shared that while his illness is getting worse over time, Bruce's condition hasn't changed much recently. In a journey where things usually get harder, staying the same feels like a small win. Yet, even in this difficult reality, moments of connection and glimpses of his life continue to surface. Occasionally, the world catches a glimpse of Bruce's private reality. His daughter, Tallulah, has shared photos of her father on social media, images that show him frail but present. Some criticized her choice, but she stood firm, explaining that the pictures were not exploitation, but honesty. They were reminders of the truth of dementia and of the love that still surrounds her father. "This is our reality," she said. And for fans, those photos became windows into a world usually hidden, offering a tender but sobering view of one cinema's strongest men in his most vulnerable chapter. For Bruce Willis, life today is no longer defined by scripts, stunts, or applause. It is defined by small moments, the squeeze of a hand, the flash of a smile, and the warmth of his family's embrace. In those quiet moments, the legend remains, not as John McClane or Butch or Malcolm Crowe, but as Bruce, the husband, the father, the man they continue to love with unshakable devotion. Now, over to you. Do you think Bruce Willis's legacy will be remembered most for his legendary roles on screen, or for the courage and love his family has shown during his battle with dementia? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.